Arranging furniture in a room can be a real challenge. In fact, we got this email in recently from Sharon from Portland, Maine, who says, the furniture and artwork in my living room have been in the same spots for years. I'd like to rearrange, but just can't come up with another arrangement that works. Can you help? Of course, because we know who to call always. Bpila is here. She's an interior designer who says, you know what, I've tackled this numerous times with clients.
And definitely, you just have to think a little bit out of the box.
Right.
Most people just line up their furniture up against a wall and spread it out.
Is there any other way? All right. You want to bring everything in, make it a little more intimate?
Exactly, and you want to start with a floor plan.
Okay.
So you can use a number of different tools to do that. One of them is a little bit high-tech.
This is neat. Yeah, the software for your computer. You can actually 3D it.
Exactly.
That's
if you're a little
option.
savvy, you can go that route.
All right, now this is a little home interior kit. You can plan on the grid paper.
This is really nice. It has a grid paper that represents a 1/4-inch scale, which is 1 square foot of your room, so every square represents that. And this comes with it, which is really neat. It has a little sofa, some doors, and lots of things to help you along the way.
So all the shapes that you have to work with.
Every shape.
And then there's always what we like to call do-it-yourself. Draw it yourself. There you go. You just
create your own floor plan.
And again, you're working with what type of grid?
This is also, I used a 1/4-inch here, but you can enlarge it, and you can also cut out the little furniture yourself.
So you can kind of place it.
Exactly.
Now this is an actual floor plan for a living room area that we're going to show you right here.
We're going to use this as an example.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now there's your room.
Now here's the room, and it shows, here you go, the sofa right up against the wall, and we have a door right here, which is an important thing because I'm going to talk about traffic flow.
Right.
Let's go to the next shot that shows you another angle, which also represents the traffic flow from here, you see? So we got to get over here, we got to come around and do that.
So clear that, and let's see our floor plan. Let's put that up.
Let's put the floor plan.
Some options. That's how it is now.
This is exactly how it is now, which is pretty typical with your sofa here. And now we'll wipe those away, and we're going to start by showing a 45-degree angle right here on our sofa instead of having it up against the wall. We're going to put a chair up on this side.
You know, angles scare people.
I know, they do, they do. But you know what? If you put a rug over here, ties the whole thing together.
And then in this little area you were talking about right back here, you could put like a plant or something.
Exactly. You don't have to limit yourself.
Or a table even.
Really pretty to look at when you walk in through the door.
Well, now you got that done, we've got to discover, you know, what we're going to do with our wall space because of the artwork and how do we get into that. You've got a neat idea.
Absolutely. All we got to do is clear this
away.
Clear
this area. Okay, let's start clearing this. Okay, neat. We've kind of just cleared out the floor space and created a wall on the floor.
Exactly. This is actually representing our wall. It's the biggest area to work with.
So where do we start?
We start with our largest pieces first. And that happens to be this picture right here. And then we bring in the other framed artwork to work with that. Now, in this particular case, they are all different, but they have a little bit of harmony going with color, using the green in this frame and match.
So you don't, every frame doesn't have to match, you just got similar tones and colors.
Actually, that's the beauty to a gallery wall, is mixing it up.
So now these are centered with each other and centered to this, but this isn't big enough for the wall space we've got.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So instead of just continuing on with frame pieces, we can add 3-dimensional objects as well, which there's so many things out there today that you can play with, like these nice blocks that have fretwork, even a plate, even as simple as this. It doesn't even have any print or anything on it, but it helps to tie in our green tones, so we can set those up. And now what we're trying to do is bring them together and create almost like a box in which these fit inside. Imagine an imaginary box.
So a lot of items, but think of them as one, and unity as one.
Now,
I like
composition.
these little shelf things that you can...
These are great because they add a lot of 3-dimensionality to the wall, and then you can further enhance them by adding some objects like this. And actually placing a flower vase, for example, don't be afraid of letting it overlap, because once it's set up on the wall, it's going to act as a nice tie-in to bring your eye around. And the green color has done that for us here. It brings the eye from here to here and back.
Another tip, you say, think eye level when you're hanging your artwork.
Absolutely. Just like this is one box, the middle of this should be approximately at 6 feet. Which is a standard. It's a little higher than eye level for some, but it's a good average number.
For us shorties.
Yes.
But that's about the average. Now, here's a neat thing that you can do, too. We've actually cut out the shapes for these things, so if you want to not mess up
Exactly. If you've got a nice wallpaper and you're afraid to make some holes, cutting out the actual shapes and taping them up against the wall will help you just before you actually set that nail in.
All right, great ideas again. Thanks so much, Bea.
No, thank you.
Now remember, establish a good traffic flow, divide large rooms into smaller sections, makes it more intimate, and hang your artwork at eye level. You'll find all of Bea's design tips and many other decorating ideas in our project library at DIYnet.com. Well, there's still more ahead here on Ask DIY. Stay tuned.